We are going to be removing the ball joint from a Dodge Ram 1500. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you the process. Okay, there's the ball joints. There's the rivets. Okay, now I'm taking a Sawzall and I'm cutting an X into it. This was supposed to be easier. Now you can see where I've cut underneath with the Sawzall. All right, and I started to cut on the next one. Now, I was going to take an impact, okay, we're going to take this tool, it's supposed to pop it off, but that air impact did not touch it, okay? So you got to drill down through the top here in just a minute. Now, this process from taking it off the truck to putting it back on, getting the rivets removed, it took approximately 2 hours to do, okay? Grinding those rivet heads off took maybe 15 minutes, okay? As you see, I'm trying to videotape with one hand and show you what's going on. All right, so I decided I was just going to go ahead and grind them off with the grinder because cutting them did not really help. All right, the next step in this process, once you get the rivets removed, is you take a drill bit and you drill down through the ball joint bracket there, through the rivets with your drill. You know, I say 5/16 hole. And then you can either pound it out, depending, or if you have a press, you can press it off at that point, okay? Which you'll see us do. The other day we were able to take a hammer and actually drive it off with the hammer after we drilled down through the bracket after we removed and ground down the rivet heads. All right, there we are. Now I'm going to take a center punch and I'm going to punch close to center as possible. Okay. Now this does not work. All right. You've got to drill down through. Okay, which you'll see me do here. All right, close to center as possible. Now I'm drilling down through. That's about a 1/2 inch drill bit roughly. All right, that you want to use a good metal bit for drilling metal. Not a wood bit, but a metal drilling bit. All right, you can see now I should have drilled down even deeper than what you see. All right, so I'm going to drill, all right, at least to the bottom of that bracket. Okay. That would have taken forever. Now, we are driving that, loosening up that rivet right now. Now we're putting it on a press because that just wasn't working. It's going to take too long. Okay. Now the top of that press was coming down on the A-arm, so we had to add that spacer there, which you'll see in a minute. Now we've got the spacer underneath it. It's going to pop right off in just a second. There it is, just released.
Yeah, always the way, gotta figure out what that way is. Last time we were able to beat that up there, no problem. So, there you have it. Now you get to grind those flat again, and then tap a hole down the center, and take them out.
Now you do not want to drill all the way through.
Now these guys doing these videos of how to remove a ball joint, they make it look real easy. Now I'm having to drill out to get that rivet out of here, okay? In all three positions, and it's not as easy as they make it look.
Now I've drilled down into the head of that rivet.
Easy too, watch this. Look at that, popped it out. I've already popped it out.
I popped it out.
One down. All right.
Before.
Punch in here.
Now you're going to see it being removed now.
Then I'm going to take this.
Removing these rivets is a challenge, that's for sure.
And knock it loose.
Home improvement tips, aka Easy 2 tips and tricks. Tell a friend it's a win-win-win.
Now.
And as always, never give up, because there's always a way, always.
Knock it out.
This video is going to end in just a second.
There it is, right there.
All right.
All right.
Now we're putting one on. It's going on.
This is the A ARM. We just knocked the rivets out, removed the old ball joint, and got it one. Alright. Now we're going to impact this on here. Alright, now we got to go start the air compressor. Thank you everyone for being here, for dropping in out to the live stream as well. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. What is this? That's a question. What is, some people call it a dog. Why would they call that a dog anyway? It's not a dog. Some people straightening out the holes, lining up two metal beams, and putting your bolts in. You gotta line them up. Stick that narrow point in, and you shove it, and line your holes, get your bolts in. Alright, so I can get the air compressor started. Right here. She turned on, yeah, she's turned on down there. Alright, choke this bad boy right here. Yeah, there's family vlogs, how we doing? We're over here at MacGyver. This is Joe MacGyver. That's his channel name. Yes, God bless you. Thanks for being here. Heather's Family Vlogs. This is Joe's place. Right here, where the shop. So how are we doing, Heather? We're chasing the ball joints. Well, here's something you might appreciate seeing. my friend. It's like a 76 754 Honda. You might like that motorcycle. What? I'm showing you the motorcycle. Now that's what you call an earthquake right there. Earthquake. There's that old tractor right there. There's that old tractor. And right now we're getting ready to put on this
A-arm.
Right here. Dodge Ram 1500.
2001. Dodge Ram 1500. 94 roughly to 2001.
Wood cross, yeah. Yep. Wooden cross. All right. Back to the business.
Putting on the A-arm. Ball
Yeah,
joint.
the signal out here is not terrible, just not great. All right, now this.
Home improvement tips,
right here.
aka easy 2 tips and tricks.
These bolts go up inside right here, and then they go through here and here, and they come up through here like this. Okay? And I'm not sure where this go. Hey, Joe. Joe, question. I know these go somewhere and attach. I'm just not sure where. I'm thinking this goes through here into this point position right there. What about here on the other side? That's the question. All right. Now this, I think, goes in here, this juncture. Now, but where does the other one go? But I don't see no holes over here. Oh, there. So one goes right here, is right here. So, I gotta finagle this up in here. Ow. If I can get a hold of it, that is. Alright, get this position just right. Up in here. This is truly up in here, for sure. It's not a figure of speech. It really is. Just gotta find it. Working by braille. You got it.
Working by braille.
And see, it doesn't want to go. See, it's fighting me over here. But I get it, and it's the right angle or whatever it may be. It'll fit. And being I've only done this, well, first time to do this. Can you tell? Alright. Never give up, because there's always a way. Always. Gotta find out what that way is. Alright. I got her up in there. Sorta. I got her finagled over here. Okay. Got it back in there. Alright. And she should just slip right into place and I get it just right. That is. Okay, meanwhile, I'm having a fight. I think those are going to fall right out at the fight with it. So, in the meantime, I'm going to have to set this. I'm going to have to turn this around like this, Leroy Brown.
All right, we're going to fast forward through this.
See,
I'm going to fast forward to that.
this all up in position. And then
Okay, we're going to fast forward some more. You can see what's going on here. There we go.
Back in here, this hole, we'll raise it up. Okay. And then this hole on top, and that will line up. And bracket that just fell. I'll get up in here. All right, now.
Getting
so
that A-arm put in
bracket.
position.
Get it in position and up through this hole back here. All right. There we go.
Getting the A-arm mounted.
There we go. Now we're getting her.
There it is.
We're getting it.
Now you can see it. There it is.
Right here. All right. There it is. Now I gotta hold that. Okay. We're gonna turn the screen around. All right. Now. Okay. Now this phone don't fall. I'm gonna get this nut started. All right. Now, maybe you can see over here. All right. Right there. We're gonna turn this phone around. Okay. So you can see better. All right. Now, I didn't turn it around. Turn this around right now. We're gonna get these tightened down. I'll get the castle nut put on right here.
Castle nut for the ball joint.
This is the end of the ball joint nut right here.
There's
Okay.
the hole for the cotter pin.
And this is the castle nut. It's called a castle nut. Is because you see these slots. It kind of looks like the top of a castle of a turret. Okay? And then your tartar key goes in here and holds it in place. All right, so down here, all right. Hey, is this where we want to turn this the bolt here so we don't have the all right, now make sure, because you've got a hole going through the nut that you can't see because the lighting is there. Well, there it is. Where's that hole at? We're just seeing it right there.
There it is.
So let's zoom.
Home improvement tips, aka easy to tips and tricks.
Okay, now.
Never give up because there's always a way. Always.
Now you can see the hole. All right, that's where you want it. If it was turned
That's where you put
over
your carter
here,
key.
you want to turn this so it's left
After
and
you
right.
get your nut tight.
That way your
Actually,
carter key goes through and doesn't interfere with anything.
Actually, you want your
All
nut
right.
snug,
So
good
now
and
that I know
snug.
that that's there, I'm going to take this castle nut and I'm going to start it upside down or right side. Looks like it's upside down, but not really. I'm going to spread it on just like this. Okay. All right, now I'm going to put this here. All right, now I'm going to get this threaded carefully. I've got sand in the threads and that doesn't help, but I've just got it started. There it is. Okay. Now this is Home Improvement Tips, aka Easy 2 Tips and Tricks. Now this is how to put a ball joint on a Dodge Ram 1500 and how to remove a ball joint. Okay?
And the
So I'm going to
A-frame.
tighten these two bolts down in the back, and I'm going to do the ball joint nut, tighten it up, to bring the carter key through, bend it around, lock that in place, and basically then you're done. So, tell a friend it's a win-win-win, save for future reference, and like, subscribe, and share. And leave me a question, leave a comment. Look forward to getting back to you. Bye for now.
Okay.
God bless.
Now,
Great.
I hope this wasn't too confusing. All right. Now, this ball joint, taking off those rivets, removing the rivets, that was pretty challenging. A little bit more involved than what you would think, but those factory rivets, they're there to stay. They're put in very well, as you can see through all the work that it took to remove them. You want to drill down through it to the rivet, but don't go all the way through. They've got the pan head at the bottom that you saw. Don't drill through it. That way you have something to drive your punch into to help knock it out. So make sure you don't drill through that. So you have something that you can drive. So you don't fight it, because you'll fight it even more if you do. I'm talking about the head on that rivet, the bottom. Okay. So just don't drill through, and to make it a little easier. We were able, on the first ball joint, to drill down through it. We wiggled it, we drilled it even bigger, used a bigger drill bit, removed even more material, and we were actually able to take a hammer with that A-frame on the vise, and we were able to knock off the ball joint without too much trouble. But instead of taking the time to drill down through it even more and drill it out even bigger, we had the press, so we just used the press. It sped the process up. But you can drill it out with a bigger drill bit, probably like maybe 13/16 or so, because you don't want to drill out or make it any bigger on the A-frame itself, where the ball joint nuts are actually going to go. You don't really want any play in there. So be careful with not going too big. But if you don't have a press, you can definitely get that ball joint off there, but you're going to have to use a bigger drill bit. The drill bit that was in the drill was about a 1/2 inch, I want to say, 13/16. You just got to play around with it and find out the diameter. and you want to start out with the smaller drill bit and then work your way up. It's easier on the drill, on the bits. They don't go dull as fast, and you step it, go from smaller to bigger. It's easier on your drill itself. It keeps your bits from going dull so quickly because you're taking out just a little bit of material at a time, and then you're stepping it up each time. So keep that in mind anytime you drill. If you need to drill a bigger hole, start out smaller and work your way up. It's smoother. It gives you a straighter hole, and it just is better all the way around when you're drilling a bigger hole. Step it up. All right. Well, this is Ken, Home Improvement Tips, aka Easy 2 Tips and Tricks, ECT, etc. Save this for future reference. If you have any questions, feel free to ask as always. Tell a friend about my channel. Check out my playlists. That's where you'll find the majority of my videos, so you don't have to go down through. Although I do have over 1,000 videos. So if you are on your cell phone, you won't be able to see all the videos. You'll have to be on your laptop or desktop, and possibly a tablet, in order to see all my videos, because I have over 1,000, probably more like 12 or 1,300 and counting. So I look forward truly to hear from you. I'm busy. Life. I'm not getting back to comments as soon as I was in the past, but I definitely am get back to you. It's important that I touch base with everyone leaving comments. And if you have questions about how to paint, how to tile, how to whatever the project may be, if I can give you some help, some insight, some tips and tricks that makes it easier for you, then I'm doing what I came to do when I started my channel, was to make a difference for those struggling. For some people, they don't need to go to YouTube. They've got all the skill and knowledge, and they've got a few books, and they don't even use YouTube. You got guys in the trades. They already know. They don't really use it unless it's something they are not real familiar with. But in general, the homeowner, there's the college student, just somebody that hasn't really been taught, then there's people with learning disabilities, and they struggle. So for those struggling, for those that aren't sure, those that aren't familiar, those that just don't have the confidence, whatever it may be, I want you to be comfortable when you come to my channel, knowing if you have a question, you're going to get a real answer, an honest answer. If you're not sure how to do something, and you walk away from one of my videos, you'll have a better understanding of how to do it. So that's why I started my channel. So I thank you for being here, for taking the time, the interest, and I look forward to hearing from you. So keep looking up, take care, God bless, and tell a friend it's a win-win-win. And truly, never give up, because there's always a way, always. So, as always, take care, God bless, bye for now. Let's pray for this country, for this world. And I look forward to hear from you. So never give up, because there's always a way, always, because we're coming to you from beautiful downtown, southern, sunny California. Bye for now. God bless.